Hello and welcome to the second episode. We shall continue with important characteristics that make a great teacher. Don't forget to like the video and share it. If you want to receive more of this content, subscribe to the channel below and hit the notification bell. And if you have any comments or questions, I would be happy to answer them as soon and as accurate as I can. We said in the first episode that teaching is a stressful hard work influenced by multiple factors. We enumerated 8 main traits that make a teacher great. To complete this list, we are going to enumerate 8 other characteristics that distinguish a successful teacher. Number 9. Great teachers are flexible and adaptive. Great teachers can adjust their teaching methods and expectations based on different circumstances such as resources, curriculum, unexpected events, age and level, etc. to help learners succeed. They are willing to always evaluate what is working for their learners and fine-tune where needed. When working with students, certain expectations may not be always met. Thus, a great teacher can shift gears and adopt a flexible attitude. This willingness to change can be transformative for learners and can just be as transformative for teachers. This can be achieved by, first, celebrating students' individuality. In other words, encouraging creativity, freedom of thought, and questions in the classroom. Second, by identifying different learning styles and learning preferences. Third, by considering blending methods in lessons to overcome the shortcomings of using a single method and to appeal to more students at one time. Good teachers reserve time for planning activities ahead and designing compelling courses within time limits. So, in addition to learning to adjust to individual student needs, effective teachers also learn to prepare for every possible scenario. Preparation can promote trust and comfort in the classroom, and it allows teachers to create intentional lesson plans. These lesson plans are catered to the individual needs of learners. An effective lesson plan could shift the potential emotions, thoughts, and concerns according to the strengths and weaknesses of each class. Every day, the effective teacher should come to the class prepared to teach. This involves content preparation, content that is positively related to student achievement within specific subject. This teacher should understand the major concepts, assumptions, debates, processes of inquiry, and ways of knowing that are central to the discipline. Every day, the effective teacher should come to the class prepared to teach. This involves content preparation, content that is positively related to student achievement within specific subject. The teacher should understand the major concepts, assumptions, debates, processes of inquiry, ways of knowing that are central to the topic of the lesson. Also, this teacher understands that subject matter knowledge is not a fixed body of facts, but is complex and ever-changing. Therefore, she seeks to keep abreast of new ideas in the field. Thirdly, the teacher effectively uses multiple presentation ways and genuine explanations of concepts that capture key ideas and link them to students' prior understanding. When a teacher arrives well prepared to the classroom, he feels confident addressing the class. Such preparation may include doing the reading of problem sets, taking notes on the material, reviewing the lecture notes for the unit, preparing an outline of problems to cover in future classes, making a list of questions to write on the blackboard, making a handout and study guides, designing homework assignments, compiling bibliographies and supplemental reading lists, assembling visual material, preparing problem solving, meeting other professors to discuss the material and the issues, reviewing students' questions to answer, devising debates, small group discussions, or other interactive projects, adapting relevant material from newspapers and other periodicals. Without organizational skills, a teacher could really lose grasp of deadlines, expectations, and tasks. Most teachers tend to take notes after their class is completed. Those critical points will help the teacher prepare the necessary material for the next lesson and know exactly where they left off. A poor organization could potentially lead to educational waste of time, effort, and resources. Being an organized teacher means that the teacher knows exactly where he or she stands. Therefore, preparation goes hand in hand with organization. Beforehand preparation gives teachers the time to effectively set clear and realistic expectations. They can later communicate these expectations to students in a more constructive manner. Good preparation, mainly in online classrooms, helps the teacher to stay creative and spontaneous and interesting. Let's pause for a moment and think about what we have seen. Are you an organized person? Do you come prepared to the classroom as a learner? Do you notice a difference between well-prepared and ill-prepared teachers? Please write your comments and answers below so that we share thoughts together. Number 11. Great teachers demonstrate patience. Patience is a virtue. Every student will have their own unique struggles, and different students will display different levels of aptitude when it comes to learning. Some will have a difficult time reading, some will have a difficult time writing. For others, being able to sit still during school is the struggle. Patience in a teacher is key to helping students overcome their own struggles. With large classrooms and many students who are all different, demonstrating patience as a teacher is a great way to role model students. Being a teacher and being able to handle multiple individuals at one time is not an easy task and requires a great deal of tolerance. Showing a lack of patience will only reflect on the teacher in a negative way, as it reveals the teacher's own personal shortcomings to learners. Good teaching comes with experience, so having patience will allow the teacher to learn and better understand what specific tactics work or don't work. When it comes to engaging students with the learning process, whether you are managing classroom behavior, working with colleagues with different views, or communicating student issues and progress with their parents, your patience will constantly be tested. This is why good teachers accept that not all students will have the same attention span or the same level of discipline, attitude, and behavior. They understand that being patient is an inevitable part of teaching. To maintain a calm temper, teachers develop stress management techniques that work best for them. Outbursts could be discouraging or even frightening for students, leading them to lose trust and interest in education. It could also lead to a loss of respect from students, which can create chaos in the classroom. Great teachers are prepared for all kinds of situations that can rise. Number 12. Professionalism. Professionalism is vital inside and outside the classroom. This includes dedication to teaching, strong work commitment to high learning standards, and the ability to maintain healthy relationship with learners and co-workers. Being professionally disciplined also means steadiness of purpose and a charismatic teaching personality. Some people, particularly people outside the profession, expect teachers to maintain a high energy level. Great teachers, however, are not necessarily entertainers. Instead, they hold students' attention through subject mastery, skillful lesson design, actions that demonstrate caring, and an honesty that reveals their individual personality. After all, teachers conduct formal teaching for more than 20 hours each week, 40 weeks each year, plus time for preparation, correction of papers, individual conferences, public duty, informal meetings, and other contacts with students. No one can sustain a performance for that length of time. The great teacher is steady, intelligent, and concerned, which are vital tactics for creating a positive learning environment. Entertainers, however, do not last long and cannot sustain such work duties. A disciplined teacher will effectively promote positive behaviors within the classroom. Part of being disciplined is having a strong work ethic that will always reflect on your students and the delivery of lessons. A good teacher never quits, and especially not on her or his students. This teacher fulfills all responsibilities assigned to him, including students' possible misbehavior within classroom settings. It is crucial to be respectful and responsible for your actions as an individual, and most importantly, as a teacher. All your actions and expressions as a teacher reveal the work ethics and attitude. This includes frequently smoking, continually checking the phone, or other distracting behaviors in the classroom. Additionally, it is crucial to be punctual and arrive on time. Teachers should enter the classroom setting at least 5 minutes prior to starting the lesson. This gives them the necessary time to test their equipment and warm up with students who join the classroom early. This also means that teachers are expected to end the class when it ends and not any earlier. Teachers are also required to have no absences. In this context, and of no less importance, is suspension of bias. A teacher won't be able to accurately assess the needs of students if they can't see past bias. They need to be able to objectively look at each individual to help them in whatever they need. Additionally, bias could prevent teachers from presenting material correctly and accurately, so teachers need to be able to suspend their personal bias so that learning could be done in a favorable, safe environment. A great teacher maintains professionalism professionalism in all areas, from personal appearance to maintaining a respectful attitude. To create a sense of community and belonging in the classroom, a great teacher works to maintain mutual respect. Respect is everything in every field of work and most importantly in life. Teachers cannot threaten, mock, insult, or tease learners in any shape or form. Doing so is considered bullying and is disrespecting not only to the student but yourself as a teacher and the classroom. Teachers who treat their learners with disrespect should be blacklisted. It is essential to treat your students and other co-workers with the same respect you expect them to treat you with. In a great teacher's classroom, each person's ideas and opinions are valued. Students feel safe to express their feelings and learn to respect to listen to each other. This teacher creates a welcoming learning environment for everyone. As to the relationship with students, it should be fundamentally professional. Good teaching does not depend, as friendship usually does, on compatibility or preference. That is not to say that teaching is not intensely personal, but those good relationships are based on trust, expertise, and respect, on being fair, being reliable, being a person of your word. Great teachers put learners' needs at the forefront. Being professional also means that you have got to try to have some balance in your life. Teaching is a draining and demanding job that consumes a lot of time, effort, and nerves. As a teacher, you should know how to balance between having enough ego to survive the hard days and having enough humility to remember it is not about you. It is all about the learners. If your ego rules your classroom, if the classroom turns into me versus them, or if you cannot tolerate a student to correct you or spot your mistakes, then don't teach. Go for another job. Children and youth need to have their emotions validated in order to understand and process them well. This is crucial in helping them become emotionally mature. Teachers should be able to put themselves in the student's shoes and help them overcome difficulties, even the most trivial ones. So what do you think? Do you have the patience for teaching? Take a moment to think and drop your answers in the comments space below to share your thoughts with us. Number 13. Capacity for growth. Like any other profession, teaching undergoes constant change. The past 30 years have witnessed a marked increase in educational research and the emergence of solid information about teaching and learning. Great teachers remain intellectually alive and open to informed change, grounded in theory, research, and practice. Dozens of specific and well-researched techniques are available today to help all learners, particularly reluctant learners and those with disabilities, minority learners, and those with disability. Any great teacher must fairly explore the potential of new methods for using technology, new methods of communication, or current cooperative learning approaches and try to exploit them in his or her classroom. In addition, outstanding teachers continually grow by taking advanced college and in-service courses, reading professional literature, and engaging in serious conversations about school issues. Often, the finest teachers serve on educational committees in quest for excellence and will constantly think about the best ways to improve their practice. Successful teachers accept that no matter how their educational level is, they can learn something new from a fellow educator and even from students. Being willing to continually add tools to your toolbox, even the unconventional ones, will keep things new, exciting, and working. Teachers can employ their continuing education to prepare for the changing classroom. For example, they take courses in child psychology, keep up to date with emotional development strategies. They can take technological courses to make the most of the new tools in the classroom. Number 14. A good teacher maintains an effective classroom management style. A teacher can be knowledgeable, prepared, and even a great communicator, but still fails simply because of inability to deal with misbehavior in the classroom. Classroom management encompasses all the strategies a teacher deploys to organize and arrange students, learning materials, space, and the use of classroom time to maximize the efficiency of teaching and learning. This helps students enjoy structured, positive environment that is conducive to learning. Teaching requires time. Great teachers work long hours and invest in time to prepare for class, to go over student work, to meet students outside of class, to talk to parents, to attend school meetings, and to serve on school committees. Great teachers don't hesitate to go beyond the contract hours voluntarily, for example, by meeting with student study groups after school in order to meet the needs of their students. The teacher skills for effective classroom management may include, among others, first, defining a minimum number of classroom rules to govern the classroom on expectations instructions of how to act towards one another, maintain a safe environment, and participate in learning. These rules should be fair, reasonable, enforceable, and consistently applied. Number 2, they offer clear expectations of those rules. Number 3, they model the rules and rehearse the expectations with the learners. 4, they establish a routine, for example, from the specific to general or from general to specific. If learners are stuck within an activity, they start to work alone, then they can ask for peer assistance, and at last they can ask the teacher for help. 4, they offer classroom opportunities to meet those expectations. And 5, they find their own ways to manage a group of learners. And 6, they use immediate or at least timely actions that usually have worked. And 7, they involve learners in setting those rules. Number 8, they consider flexible seating arrangement. Flexible seating classrooms employ unconventional seating arrangements to alter and improve the classroom atmosphere, to create novelty, stimulation, and enjoyment. According to some researchers, flexible seating classrooms can solve a problem often seen in fixed classrooms, in which students tend to seek out their own stimulation through movement, off-task talking, or disruptive behavior. Number 9, good teachers address isolated behavior issues individually instead of punishing the whole classroom, as this will hurt the relationship with the on-task learner. And 10, they encourage initiative, openly offer praise, and offer tangible rewards. Number 15 on the list of characteristics of successful teachers is leadership. Different from administrative leaders, effective teachers focus on shared decision-making and teamwork, as well as on community building, developing in students a commitment to thoughtful, honest, purposeful human agency, respectful of others, and embracing the common concerns of one community will help students flourish from the creative and the critical thinking of a new generation of lifelong learners. Great teachers will gradually guide learners to use their minds responsibly for the common good. Being a leader also involves valuing real-world learning. Great teachers ensure that students get plenty of classroom experience and practical application of what they are learning. They also understand the role of school in a learner's life. School is more than the sum of the classes the learners take. It is time to grow, explore, and try on identities, find the joys that might just last a lifetime. Understanding the wider purposes of education involves helping young people come to know themselves and the power they have to change the world. Being a skillful leader also means setting high expectations and challenging students to do their best and use their utmost potential. Teachers' skills for setting high expectations include, among others, 1. Not praising low-quality work. While you may encourage students with good intentions, doing so means you are not pushing them to meet standards they could actually reach. This highlights the importance of using feedback, praise, and rewards strategically. Skillful feedback does not simply declare work to be right or wrong, but enables self-correction and self-adjustment. If your feedback is actionable, frequent, detailed, specific, clear, then students will understand you want them to succeed and are supporting them in their effort to master the material. Number 2, checking for understanding. For example, by doing formative assessment as a dedicated daily or weekly activity. Number 3, reacting to changes in performance. Great teachers use comments as a powerful spur to flag students and raise their awareness of learning strategies they are using. Being a good leader also means setting effective goals. The most effective teachers know how to set clear objectives for individual students, single lessons, or their entire class and themselves. Developing goals can assist with gauging academic performance while giving students clear directives on how to improve. Part of being a leader also is consistent excellence. Great teachers have the good judgment required to balance different kinds of problems in a way that minimizes fluctuation in classroom performance. Number 6, a good teacher should be focused on comprehension rather than just lecturing and hoping it will compute. They make sure that learners really know and can do the work, not just checking off the boxes for the lesson plans. Let's pause for a moment. What do you think is the most difficult thing for teachers to do in a classroom? Take a moment to think and drop your answers in the comment space below. and let's exchange thoughts. Number 16, and the last element in our list of traits of good teachers, is engaging in self-reflection. Without the tendency to assess their own abilities, teachers may continue to plan and teach on the basis of unexamined assumptions and remain unaware of their biggest strengths and weaknesses. Having the wisdom to know in oneself and examining one's practices, skills and attitudes, etc. on a regular basis in a systematic and fundamentally honest way is the most profound outcome of successful education. A willingness to ask why, how, what about your own work, not only blame or question what the students did. Many studies, in fact, observe that critical reflection pushes teachers to challenge the traditional mode of practice and to define how they will grow as teachers. Without reflection, a teacher runs the continuing risk of making poor decisions, using bad judgment, or unquestioningly believing that students can always accurately interpret their actions as intended. To develop self-reflection, teachers can use a daily reflection tool such as a journal to provide a record of significant learning experiences. This helps them take stock of the day's events and eventually identify what are the strengths and weaknesses. It is a helpful, consistent tool to pause, review, and gain some perspective on the lesson and by extension on one's skills as a teacher. For self-reflection, good teachers also can use peer observation, which provides a chance for instructors to view, assess, and learn from one another's teaching. This helps expose teachers to different instructional strategies and styles, stimulating critical reflection on their own classroom habits and methodologies. This technique can make the process of teaching enjoyable and more collaborative. Third, good teachers also sometimes record their lessons to get potential insights which they can't get from diaries and written self-assessment. This practice of self-inquiry, of posing the why and the what of things, give teachers an important sense of perspective and power over their own teaching. Self-reflection on desires and interests can lead to self-acceptance as well as to academic success. Reflective teachers are intentional about improvement. They are willing to designate time for privacy, to focus on self-reflection activities after each lesson, unit, or semester. We arrive to the conclusion. So teaching is a complex act. Some researchers estimate that a teacher makes more than 3,000 non-trivial decisions every day. Decisions about which students to call on, how to frame a spontaneous question, or how to respond to an interruption. Some authors even compare teaching to surgery or artistic performance. One can easily believe that teaching is the simplest thing in the world until one tries to do it. From the list we have seen, it becomes clear that there is no single solution to the question of what makes a great teacher. To those who have never taught, it is difficult to grasp how diverse and dynamic a skill set one needs to succeed in a busy, demanding classroom setting. For some, these challenges are overwhelming, but they don't have always to be so. If teachers consider these 15 qualities we mentioned and the actionable methods for putting them into practice to sharpen and develop their own skills, the results will make a big difference. Knowing these qualities of greatness can help educators, professors, and administrators jointly craft pre-service training or in-service programs that build on these qualities. Whether seeking an undergraduate teaching degree, a master's or a doctorate, building a strong foundation of knowledge and real-world experiences is key to becoming a good teacher. And once you have those credentials and knowledge, you can focus on developing the other traits that will help you make great relationship with your students and become an engaging, caring, creative teacher. To become a good teacher, one needs to showcase strong skills in communication, teamwork, time management, problem solving, and organization. Then you should put all these skills to work and adjust them accordingly. No matter where you are teaching, in elementary, secondary, or university level, teaching can have a profound impact on the lives of students. While teaching is a gift that seems to come quite naturally for some, others have to work over time to achieve great teacher status. Yet the payoff is enormous. Great teaching can totally change the trajectory of learners' lives. A global survey revealed that participants did not focus first on how much a teacher knew or even what kinds of teaching methods he or she used, but instead on the teacher's dispositions and ability to build relationships. If we summarize what we have said before, we will see that a great teacher should have creativity and flexibility. He should be prepared and organized. He should develop patience. He should develop professionalism and capacity for growth. He must maintain good classroom management. He must opt for leadership and self-reflection. At the end of this video, I would like to ask you to remember a good teacher of yours. What did you like most about them? Take a moment to think and drop your answers in the comments space. This is the end of the second episode for this lesson about the qualities of great teachers. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to receive more of this content. Add your comments or questions below. Thank you and meet you soon in a new video.